Good morning, everybody. It's Patty, and I've had several of you ask me about my nails, if I would do a nail tutorial, and I was watching Susan with Delicata this morning do her nail review, or the review on the acrylic, and I've decided I would show you what I use. I do not use the acrylic. I know Tammy with T.I.P.S beads uses it. I've seen her reviews and she swears by it, but I have been using a different product for a little while now, and these are my nails. I'm going to try to get up close so that you can see them. Sort of hard to do really up close, but let me give you a little bit of history. I have been for about 30 years, until about a year ago, I wore acrylic nails. I never went without them. I wore them long. They weren't terribly long, but they weren't short either. They were much longer than my nails are now. And I always did the white tipped nails that you can get at the salon, and I only used a clear polish on them or a pale pink that you could see through. I wore them square oval, and I promise you, every place I went, I got compliments on my nails every day, every single day. People wanted to know exactly the process for my nails. I will tell you that I got a new set of nails about every 2 months because I couldn't stand it when my nails started to look dirty underneath and grow out. I got fills about every 14 to 16, 17 days. So it makes me sick when I think about all of the money that I spent on those acrylic nails over a 30-year period. But I never took them off. I say never, but actually I took them off about one time a year. I would have them soaked off, which is what I usually did. Didn't like it when they actually peel them off. But I would have them soaked off, and I would try to leave them for a week or so, but I never made it that long. Because I always had them, when they put a new set on, I would have them trim my nail all the way back so that I didn't have that dirty undergrowth underneath them. So when I would take them off for this week or so once a year, I was starting with a very short nail, and I always had good intentions of leaving them off, but trust me, I could be driving down the street and look at my nails, my hands on my steering wheel, and pull into the nearest nail salon and get a new set. So I did for many, many years. I went to a salon that you had your own box with a code number that you set up, and it had all of your utensils in that box. So all the drill bits, the files, the emery boards, the buffers, everything was mine, and so I always felt real good about that. In all the years I wore the acrylic nails, I never had anything go wrong. Never had an infection, never had a fungus, never had anything. I rarely broke them. I learned how to use, the tips of my fingers to open a Diet Coke can. I had just learned to work with them. I wish I had a picture of them to show you, but I don't know if I do anywhere. But anyway, about a year ago, I decided I was going to take them off for good and just see if I could do it. And I had ordered this product off of QVC before that, and just sort of had it for times when I did take those nails off. But I've started back using it, and just immediately my nails just were really in really good shape. I had used this before when I took my nails off, thinking I would keep the nails off for good each time, but I just love the looks of my hands with those longer nails. But as I've gotten older, I really I think that is very, very aging. I see other women older with the long acrylics, and I think that's just real aging. It's been really hard not to go back and get those nails put on. I want to tell you, it's been a struggle. I sort of liking it to, well, not really. Giving up meat was much easier than giving up my acrylics. So anyway, one of the reasons I like the acrylics is I did nothing to them. From fill to fill, I never replaced the polish. I did not, I did not have to do anything because polish stays on those acrylics. You don't have to do anything to it. So anyway, this is what I've used. It's called T.I.P.S. And to my knowledge, the only place you can buy T.I.P.S is on QVC. They're out of Canada, and it's an oil. It's a tiny little bottle. I'm going to see if I can hold it up to my little finger so that you can get an idea. And I have short fingers, so you can see how big the bottle is. And actually, it only goes to here. This is the lid. But one of these bottles, if you use it the way they recommend it, will last you about 6 weeks. And it comes in a set. You can buy it in different configurations, but the best way to buy it is in a set of 4. And a set of 4 is like $46 on QVC. And when you consider that it's going to last, one of these should last you 6 weeks, that's a pretty good buy. It makes it just pennies a day to use it. So let me show you how to use it. Now I keep my nails really short. Since I've taken my acrylics off, I only like for my nail to be just past my finger. Since I usually polish my nails, that's what I like. So basically what you do is you put it around your cuticle, on your nail, you put it under your cuticle, and then you actually put it up going towards your knuckle so that, because that's where your nail is actually growing. So you just do this. And then I'm not going to do my other hand with this, but oops, you get the idea. Make sure and go under your nail as best you can. Now, what you want to do is you want to leave this for maybe 5 minutes if you can, just like it is. And then once you've let it just sort of do its thing, you can just massage it in. Really massage it. Excuse me, sorry, I'm not in the frame there. Just really massage it in. I read somewhere, and I pulled the instructions off of the internet, but I read somewhere where you should not wash your hands for at least 30 minutes, an hour afterwards. So it's best to do this. You want to put it on very dry nails. You want to make sure your nails are dry so that it will absorb into your nail. So put it on first thing in the morning. That's a real good time to do it. Or if you've been 30 minutes to an hour since you washed your hands the last time, that's when you want to use it. I keep it by my bed. I keep it by my chair in the living room where I sit to watch TV and play on my computer. So I try not to rub it in my nail because I want it just to absorb into my nail. So I would do all of my nails like that. I want to read you some questions and answers that I printed out that will give you a little idea about this. It says it's an effective solution for most nail-related problems, including peeling, cracking, splitting, chipping, ridging, discoloration, and brittleness. Many users have also reported a reduced incidence of hangnails and nail biting. And I've just shown you how to put it on. It says that results vary with different users. We know that about anything. But generally speaking, with everyday use as directed, results will be seen within 30 days. Happily, many customers report results much sooner than 30 days. Direct problems such as brittleness and chipping will be solved almost immediately, whereas other problems that are solved over time as the nail grows will depend on growth rate and differences in body metabolism. The key to success is to stick with the program and to call us with our toll-free numbers if you have any questions or need assistance with the product. I think that's pretty good that they will help you that way. T.I.P.S is a conditioning oil that, unlike nail polish and hardeners, does not contain any volatile or fast-drying chemicals. Since T.I.P.S is an oil, it will not dry on the surface of the nail. Once you are done applying the solution to all your nails, rub the excess into your hands just like a hand cream. You can use it as many times a day as you like. For best results, they request that you give your fingernails a break from nail polish for about 2 weeks. If you have artificial nails, you can still use it, especially if you want to grow your nails out. And I did do that before I went and had these nails, my last set of acrylic soaked off. I did start using this. But you should use it basically twice a day. When you someone asked, should I use hand cream with the T.I.P.S? It says, when using hand creams or lotion, you should avoid getting these products on your nails. The waxes and silicones contained in lotions and creams can put a barrier on the surface of the nail, inhibiting the absorption of T.I.P.S. They also make one for toes, and I had thought about ordering the toe one for my husband. He has horrible toenails. I think most men have horrible toenails. A set of 4 of these is $46.20. I apologize for not for getting out of frame on this. This is sort of new to me. On QVC, and again, I think that's the only place you can buy it, they have 698 reviews, and they have 4 out of 5 stars, positive, good reviews. So 4 out of 5 for 698 reviews. You know, my experience has been, I love to read reviews, whatever I'm buying on QVC Home Shopping. Really, where Amazon, whatever I'm buying, I always read the reviews. As I said, my experience has been that people always, if they don't like a product, if they're unhappy with it, they'll write a review in a heartbeat. But if you tend to like a product, you just sort of let it go. You don't take the time to go and write a review most of the time. At least I don't. So if you look at almost 700 reviews, and of 700 reviews, 4 out of 5 stars, excellent, positive, I think that tells you something about a product. I was going to tell you, too, about the ingredients. I did most of the ingredients, I promise you, I can't pronounce, but the number 1 ingredient is soybean oil. There's a fragrance, and let me see. I can barely smell it, barely, and y'all know how sensitive I am to a fragrance. Phenoxyethanol, tocopherol, paraben. There are some parabens in it, and like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it just says and other ingredients. So it says the product has been sold exclusively on Canadian and U.S. shopping channels for over 11 years, with over 2 million bottles sold. We are not a 6-month wonder. Many of the hosts and models on these channels use T.I.P.S because it makes their hands and nails look great during all of those close-ups. It is also used by many professional athletes. And if you just Google it or go, T.I.P.S nail care, or go to QVC, you can see a lot of before and afters. So anyway, that's it. I didn't mean to keep you on this long, but you can see I probably could go ahead and rub this in now and keep my hands out of water for a while. But I really like this. It's so much more inexpensive than the Acrylol or, you know, a lot of the other products. And like I say, I keep it by my bed. I keep it by my chair. I don't use it every day. I use it maybe 3 or 4 days a week. But I really do like it. And when I'm consistently using it, it just does great on my nails. So you might want to try it. Let me know what you think. Y'all have a great day. Bye.